So, what's the situation, Colonel?
Narva is ours, and half the Estonian army is on the run. They are heading towards Tallinn, their capital city, where the rest of their forces are concentrated.
We need to take this city as quickly as possible to force the Estonian government to surrender and bring this conflict to an end as soon as we can. If we let their forces regroup, taking the city will prove a long and costful task.
Yes, actually, I have a plan. We have several Zubr hovercrafts stationed in St. Petersburg. They can transport heavy equipment, including tanks, and have the range and speed to reach Tallinn before the retreating troops. Our landing zone will be Muuga, a large industrial harbor situated about 10 kilometers east of Tallinn. There is a road from the harbor leading directly to Highway E20, where we can intercept the retreating troops. The lake and swamps surrounding this crossroad create a bottleneck we can exploit to our advantage.
Captain Battalion, I hope you're not prone to seasickness.
Of course not. I am trained to fight in every possible situation.
That's wonderful. The Colonel was thinking of doing without your services for this mission and going with the commander along.
What? Why?
I think he doubts about your abilities. But don't worry, I've convinced him to take you in. I hope you'll rise to the occasion and show them what you're capable of.
I will not disappoint. Thank you, Lena.
No familiarity in public, Battalion.
These two are a thing, aren't they?
Sorry, Agent Morozova.
Dismissed.
Okay, so I think she's lying through her teeth. I also think those two are a couple. And which would explain why he slipped up her name last time around. And I think she's trying to turn him against the Colonel, who I like. Capture a foothold in the port, organize a naval landing, set up an ambush on the highway. Okay, cool. What do we got? PDSS, combat swimmers, backbone to coastal forces, 7-man squads, light infantry, effective against infantry and light vehicles. If memory serves, that's like the basic melts, not the melts M, not the melts M1, the basic melts. And if that's the basic melts, look, it's worse than even the Dragon, the M47. 5-man recon team. BMP-3F. Basically, it's a navalized version of BMP-3. T-80 BV and BVM. It's an affordable fire support platform. The BVM is a thoroughly modernized version. Okay. KA-29. Alright. You would think the Estonians would have anti-ship missile batteries on the coast.
The helicopter can't get any closer without risking detection. Drop the special forces in the water, and they'll swim the rest of the way.
I thought the helicopter couldn't get any close without risking detection. It's getting pretty darn close.
So, how cold is the water, huh? It's like jumping into an ice hole after a sauna. Perfect.
All right, what to do. According to our intelligence, the garrison here is minimal, but I don't want to take any chances, nor give the enemy time to react. So, the PDSS will eliminate the sentries and make sure the landing zone is clear.
Understood. Fast and clean without unnecessary noise.
Commander,
Yeah.
be careful. The PDSS act in small teams, but they are tough guys, so don't underestimate the enemy.
Thank you. You know, if they do end up doing a sort of Marine Corps post-Force 2030 specialization, I would expect them to have the SEALs. Like 2.5 years ago, back in December of 2022, they did show off the Marine Corps specialization, which included a lot more Navy aircraft, a couple more helicopters, some JLTVs alongside things like the ACV and the AAVP, and they actually had SEALs in the recon tab. So, I'm kind of interested to see if they're going to do if they're going to do a Marine 2030 like specialization. Okay, so they're very stealthy. These guns don't appear to be suppressed. They've got good view range, and they're decently tough. So I imagine I can't just march straight in there. So let's split the squad up into 2 groups and try and leapfrog this. Oh, would you look at that? They've got machine gun posts. Three machine gun posts. That's gonna shred these guys if they go in, isn't it? How many? 4, 8, 16. New plan.
No sentries, no patrols. They must be afraid of the cold. All the harbor guards must be sitting in one of their security posts.
Perfect. Find them, eliminate them, and send the signal once it's done.
Why all these precautions, Colonel? We could simply disembark tanks and BMPs on the shore and crush them.
Captain, maybe one day you'll find yourself in an ambush and barely escape with your life like I did. That day you will understand the value of prudence.
This story is not part of your memoirs.
Yeah, what makes
No, it's not.
Yeah, what makes you think he put everything in his memoirs? Also, are we going to have a I taught you everything you know, but I didn't teach you everything I know situation between the Colonel and Batalon? That would be awesome if we got one. Oh, so that is a lot of grenades. And apparently these rifles are suppressed because they were making suppressy noises. What are these rifles chambered in? 5.45 by 39. I know the Russians made a variant. I know the Russians made a the GRU uses rifles that are chambered in 12.7 by a 12.7 by 55 cartridge, which I do not think we have seen thus far.
The guard post is under our control. Great job, boys.
So, can we start the landing now?
Good gosh. Good grief, dude. Calm down.
The shoreline has been secured. We can send the first hovercrafts. Commander, your targets are these 4 key locations on the right flank. Captain Battalion, you will handle the positions on the left flank.
Okay. So if I need to hold those, then I'm going to want to put infantry in them. Capture the port. So I'm guessing I'm going to want to hold port terminal, warehouse, port warehouse, railway terminal. So like I said, I'm guessing I'm going to want to hold these areas. Spawn point helicopters and ships. What do we got? MTLB with a 30mm autocannon. Okay. Oh, DT-30s. Those might be useful. Or yeah, I'm probably gonna look, if they're giving me Shilkas, whatever it's called, there's probably gonna be some air threat. Vehicle BTR-82As. Oh, they've got the armor package, which means they can't swim. T-80 BVs. BMP-3F. Interesting that they don't have a vehicle spawn point. Because you should theoretically be able to take something like the BMP-3F. Maybe not the DT-30, but the BMP-3F. It's rated for, if I remember, complete operation in, is it Sea State 2 or 3? It's rated for weapon use, and I think Sea State 3? An operation, yeah, I think it's rated for weapon use in Sea State 3 and operation in Sea State 4. Sea State's basically dictating the height and roughness, for lack of a better term, of the waves. Conkers. Okay, well the Conkers aren't bad. Basic infantry. Recon. RPG-27s, grenade launchers. Oh, we get Mi-38Ts. Cute. Helicopters. They've got a minigun, and they've got a pair of rockets. Well, that's interesting. They're not giving us we're not getting things like a 30mm autocannon or ATGMs. We do have an option for ATGMs here. Yeah, here. So, if I take 2 of the helicopters... Huh. Okay, do that. I mean, I can't really seem to summon any of these vehicles in.
The fleet allocated us several Zuber hovercrafts. Powerful machines from a glorious time. We only have a handful left, so use them wisely.
Well, granted, I'm from the West, but I wouldn't necessarily describe the Soviet Union as a glorious time. Okay, what do we got here? 5? It has a seating capacity of 500. Oh, that's great. I love that. It's got 2 AK-630Ms and then 2 A220s, which I'm guessing are Basically like rocket launchers. Also, I love that the weight of this thing is apparently only 20 tons. I'm pretty sure the Zubers were heavier than that. So, I can grab one of these, and then what do I want to grab with it? Not some BVs. I can grab... I could grab a Shoga. I could grab a Shoga and maybe a DT-30. I only have options for one of those. So.
Comrade Colonel, is that all? Sounds like too easy a task for me. I bet I'll be done with my zones before the commander captures one of his.
This is not a competition, battalion. This is a combat, блядь, operation. Help me secure the perimeter if you're so afraid of being idle.
Yes, sir. I'll give a warm, high-explosive welcome to any enemy unit approaching the harbor.
That man's ambition is dangerous. What do we got here? AK-630Ms. Sodden, great big machine guns. They can apparently shoot missiles, even though this thing doesn't have radars. MLRS. Okay. Hang on, if that thing has MLRS... Huh.
Зубр здесь. Полный вперед.
Having one of these just hanging around might not be a bad idea.
Вертикальные на связи.
What's your favorite instrument, Commander? Mine is Stalin's organ. Огонь!
You realize you're talking about a pretty archaic piece of tech. I think you're looking for something like... Oh...
КВП на связи.
Although I suppose if he really wants to try and show off, I could launch rockets or something myself. Even if I do think it'd be rather pointless.
Зоны выгрузки принял. Вертушки на приеме. Приготовиться к отплытию.
How is the operation going? Have you started the landing yet?
Припасы.
We're in the middle of it, so if you don't mind, I would like to focus on the task at hand. You'll get my full report after the operation.
Understood. I'll be watching for it.
Nothing has changed. We thought the burden of bureaucracy was a thing of the past, but the only thing that has changed is the color of the uniform.
Well, from my point of view, bureaucracy has never looked this good.
Battalion, you should think with your head and focus on your objectives.
You're up.
Вертушки здесь.
So dump the infantry in there.
Воздушная подушка здесь.
Well, we hit something explosive.
Зубр здесь. Добро. Без разведки бой вслепую. Проверить здание.
Also, they're giving me the old cruddy tanks. Okay.
Полный вперед.
Well, I don't know if there was anything in there, but if there was, it's
Ваших указаний.
very, very unhappy.
Мы тень. Граната идет первой. Проверь все комнаты. Зубр здесь. Жахнем. ДКВП на связи. Вояж окончен. ПВО, докладываю. Видали вражеские танки? Меняем ППД. Воздушная подушка здесь. Теряемся.
Now I need one of these so I can get a lot of vehicles.
Зубр ждет ваших указаний. Командир, у нас 300-й! Распельменивай! Отдать концы! Громыч! ДКВП на связи! Оружие на причале! Преступник! Выполняю! Вражеские танки наблюдали? ПВО, слушай. Зубр здесь. Ордейки на приеме. Т-80, слушай. Грузовой автомобиль готов.
Can this thing carry infantry? No, it cannot. It can carry lots and lots of supplies, though, so that would be useful. Where are the... Okay, so the landing craft have not actually come back yet. I think. Well, unless one of them was blown up without me being aware of it. What was that? G-Wagon. Answer. I'm pretty sure it was one of the tanks. This thing can't carry any vehicles, which is a bit of a pest. That was only ever going to end one way. So, I can't do anything. Batalon, I think one of your hovercraft are glitching out. Okay, so what am I doing? Well, oh, here we go. I want preferably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Приготовиться к отплытию. Уже в пути. Выдвигаемся.
Oh, I should have ordered supplies. Dang it.
Морпехи ждут приказа. Готовы к любым приказам. Меняем ППД.
Should have ordered supplies so I could fill up the DT-30.
Снабжение заказывали.
Although I find it very interesting that we're using an Arctic exploration vehicle to... Well, I say exploration. It's not necessarily an exploration vehicle, but it's
Позиция для
used for Arctic operations.
Вторжение.
To be fair, it is pretty cold here.
Т-80 дождался своего часа. ДКВП на связи. Морпехи ждут указаний. Транспорт ждет приказа. Бэха слушает. Боевая машина пехоты здесь. Зубр ждет ваших указаний. Цель получена. Морпехи на связи. Готовы к любым приказам. Залезай в броню. Готовы к выполнению любой задачи. Где мы, там победа. ВМП слушает.
Oh, well, killed something.
Воздушная подушка здесь.
It's not quite as fun as the toss, but then again, the toss was the toss, so... The toss was kind of its own special case.
Куда вас доставить? Разведка слушает. Кого нейтрализовать?
Oh, I see Batalon has all of his points. Cool. How many troops did you lose? I've only lost 4, I think. With the one, Conquerors team. Okay.
Т-80 готов к работе.
So,
На связи, на.
let's push forward.
Транспорт на связи. Грузовик снабжения готов к транспортировке. Есть кто дома? Прием. Кто здесь? Бэха здесь.
Also, I appeared to have mildly flattened a number of the, points.
Первый пошел. Логистика здесь. Транспорт, слушаю. Коробочка на приеме. Заводи мотор. Сами не летаем и другим не даем. Выдвигаемся. Понял.
No, you stay there. Thank you.
Тактический грузовик готов к перевозке.
You go get those.
Т-80 на связи.
You continue advancing.
Транспорт заказывали? Очистить трюм. Тяжелый транспорт здесь.
Okay, and then you go over here. You are not strictly necessary right now, so fall back over there.
Разведка на связи.
I wanted you in here.
Заходим по одному. Боевая готовность экипажа. Уже еду.
Okay, so the tanks have seen better days, but that's not entirely surprising.
Боевая машина пехоты на связи. Танки грязи не боятся. Грузовик снабжения готов к транспортировке. Да. Нехватка витаминов. Работаем.
Oh, they've got an ATGM over there.
Понял. На максимальных оборотах.
They've got 2 ATGMs.
Противовоздушная оборона докладывает. Ведем бой. Транспорт здесь. Кому нужны припасы? Статус близок к критическому. Коробочка на проводе. Логистика готова. Противовоздушная оборона здесь.
Are you having trouble reaching your objectives, Commander?
Салон.
Mine were completed a long time ago.
That's enough bragging, battalion. Remember your rank. The commander doesn't charge in blindly like you do.
Yeah, and I've only lost 7 guys so far.
With Muuga Harbor under our control, we can now set up a logistics hub and begin preparations for the next stage of the operation. Well done.
I was looking at that. Drone footage. Is this drone footage? Also, regarding your better time comment, Colonel, well, I'm from the West, so I wouldn't necessarily consider the Soviet Union to be a better time, but Soviet nostalgia is a thing. It's actually pretty understandable, too. When you think about it, that's when a time when Russia was great, so I imagine...
So, what's our next move?
We'll follow this road to where it meets Highway E20 by the lake. This crossroad is the perfect spot to set up an ambush. The enemy units retreating from Narva will arrive from the left and try to reach Stalin on the other side.
So just turn that entire area into a giant kill box.
Special reserve units are available for deployment. It's a one-time delivery, so make it count.
2 BTRs. 30mm ATGM MGLs. Or good infantry, quasi special forces. I'm probably gonna take the BTRs.
BTR 90s? Seriously? Seems like army warehouses are full of forgotten treasures.
So, let's see, where are we headed? We're headed over there.
Excellent! Reinforcements are en route. While the commander sets up the ambush, you, battalion, will remain in the harbor and organize the defenses. The enemy may attempt to retake it.
Battalion's not gonna try that, is he?
With respect, Comrade Colonel. My men are fully prepared to engage.
Nope.
I request permission to support the ambush.
Captain, you are to stay in reserve. Over-concentration of forces in a single area will hinder overall efficiency.
Yes, sir.
Okay. BTR
The crew
90s.
of Reconnaissance Suit 24 shut down earlier tonight has just activated their beacon. No idea what took them so long, but we need to reach them before the enemy does. The signal is weak and coming from the direction of the leak. Looks like they had a rough landing.
That tends to happen. Okay, so what do we got? We've got the crossroads. Noted. We've also need to pick up these downed pilots. When you say the lake, you mean this? Infantry, more ATGM teams. Oh, we have Ural trucks. Okay, cool. Basic infantry, ATGM teams, and oh, that is the basic melts. That's just attached crap. So do we have a vehicle spawn point now? Okay, we do have a vehicle spawn point now. Good. Some Shilgas, DT-30s, and we also have a basic Ural truck. And,
Вертушки на приеме.
so what are these, Conkers? Well, I was thinking they were Cornets, but eh. Oh, well, they've got the armor package, 6 guys. Conkers M, which they can't fire on the move.
Куда вас доставить? Куда вас довезти? Уже еду.
Okay, so... Also, what is the, 8, 7. Grab some basic tanks. Grab another Shilga. That thing has a 30mm autocannon, so that might be a useful troop transport. Or helicopters. BMPs.
Готовы к любым приказам.
Get back in the BMP-3s. Supply DT-30s.
Снабжение заказывали?
Okay, so do that.
Уже в пути. Запускай машину. Поехали.
There's
Выдвигаемся.
supposed to be a ground spawn point. Oh, it's right there. Okay, neat.
Армейская
You are no longer necessary, so you can go back to base. You pile into that vehicle, please. You guys are gonna want to pile in there. Vehicle. And I want those there.
пути. Принял. Выдвигаемся. Разведка на. Разведка на.
Okay, cool.
Это пехота.
You pile in there.
Грузовой автомобиль готов.
DT-30. Actually, better yet, just grab all of it, move it over here, and then I can pick out the DT-30 and tell it to go somewhere else.
Сани на рельсах. Заводи мотор.
Move the armor over there. Move the other armor over here.
К точке.
And Tor M2s. Okay. Is that the 8 or the 16 missile Tor? Can't remember.
Engines rumbling through the winter storm. Tracks cutting through wet snow. Every sound echoes the past. The first Chechen campaign still lingers in my mind.
Колеса приехали.
Back then I was a captain, just like you. Young, untested. I had no clue what we were about to face.
My memories are much different from yours, Comrade Colonel. I was just a kid back then. But I remember the sound of the tracks in the snow.
Тактический грузовик готов к перевозке. Т-80 вызывали?
So separate the tanks because I'm gonna want the tanks in front because they've got all the thick heavy armor.
Экипаж готов.
And where is I had one more tank. I thought I had one more tank. Yeah, I had there it is.
Коробочка на приеме.
And then I'm going to want the
Противовоздушная оборона.
Shogas behind the tanks because the tanks are going to be well, okay, well we've already halfway to the point. Cool. Also, I can apparently still bring along the PDSS guys. Not entirely sure why I would, but okay, I can do it.
Грузовик
I can
снабжения
at least
готов к
tell the
транспортировке.
DT-30 to pick up... Nuts. DT-30.
Грузовой автомобиль готов.
Nab. Thank you. Now, tanks.
Прием. Кто здесь?
Where is the point I need to get to? There's the point I need to get to. So,
Погнали.
have them spread out.
ПВО ждет
Have
цель.
the Shogas spread out behind them,
Выдвигаемся.
because air defense is good. And then
Транспорт заказывали?
have the transports spread out behind them. Awesome! And I do not have any attack helicopter options. Although I could bring along a couple of these. They're the best thing I've got. Ships, Mi-38s.
Логистика готова.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay. BVM. I'm going to want to grab that. I'm also going to want the BTR-90s to be in front.
Speed up, Commander. The enemy will not wait for you.
Yes, I'm aware. Thank you. I'm also going to want the,
Т-80 слушает. Вертушки здесь. Куда вас доставить? Вертикальная на связи. Т-80 на связи. Поехали. Выдвигаемся. Коробочка на приеме. Пути. Армейская авиация слушает.
I have accumulated just a lot of points, and I'm honestly, genuinely have no idea what to spend it on.
Вертушки на приеме. Т-80 готов к работе. Тяжелый транспорт здесь. Катимся. Транспорт на связи. Заводи мотор. Уже еду. Вертушки здесь.
Okay, so that supply point is marked as hostile.
Траектория полета обновлена. Свистун здесь.
What's the terrain? Okay, so the road is a low point.
Армейская авиация слушает.
Oh, and they're getting shot at from pretty much all directions. Joy, back up. I'd rather you not get killed.
Выдвигаюсь. Вылетел к цели. Да. Противовоздушная оборона. Слушаю. Приказ понял, выезжай. Врубай стрелу. Мы под огнем. Т-80 слушай, мы под огнем. Кому нужны припасы? Выгружаю. Вертушки на приеме.
All right, you're in position, Commander. The first enemy units arriving from Narva will be here soon. Our drone has spotted them on the highway.
Атакую противника.
Look! Distress smoke! Near the lake!
Даем ходу.
Visual on a crash site. They're alive. At least one of them is seriously wounded and require emergency treatment. We've established a field hospital near the harbor. Bring them here, or load them onto a transport and send them back to base.
Okay, so grab them.
The first retreating units are arriving in your sector. These are Estonians, or rather, what's left of them.
Командир. Привет.
Excuse me. Let's see.
Армейская авиация слушает.
Okay, so there's supposed to be a field hospital at the harbor? I'm not seeing a field hospital. Evacuate the crew to the hospital or back to base. Ah! Bingo! Well, the hospital's the closest point.
Вертикальная на связи.
So, get them
Новая точка получена.
around the combat zone instead of flying straight
Установлен
over it.
новый маршрут полета.
Also, let's look at this crashed Su-24. It's just landed. I mean, if they've had to land the plane, then good on them. Especially when it appears that the landing run was... Well, I mean, they could have tried to land the plane through the trees, but I have an nagging suspicion the plane would be in a lot... in much different shape
Поехали, потом заведем.
if they tried that.
Пехоты на связи.
So they're supposed to be coming from the left, which I believe is that direction.
Летим. Вертушки здесь.
Where is... There it is. I hear combat.
Enemy spotted! Get ready!
The first enemy group has walked into a trap, but that was just a small group of already beaten up units. It means they were not aware of our presence, but also that their best units must be fighting as a rear guard.
So...
They know we're here, and they won't fall for it twice. Fortify your defenses. Cover the flanks.
I'm ready to assist. The port defenses are already reinforced, and there's nothing happening on my end.
The injured will reach the hospital in time. With proper care, they may even return to duty.
Куда вас доставить?
You're doing great, battalion.
Выдвигаемся.
Then why can't I join the battle? Everything's going according to plan so far.
So far, Captain. Stay in reserve. I'm sure your troops will be needed in due time.
I am... Look, Battalion's going to do something stupid, isn't he? I think there's no question of if, the question is when. If I put these guys up there, that should give me ample warning about what's going to come down that road. I could even put them there, which should give me even more warning about what's going to come down that road.
Морпехи ждут указаний. Принял, зачищаю. Пехота ждет указаний. Зачистить здание. БМП слушает.
Ой, wrong one.
Эхо здесь. Разгружаемся. Заводи мотор. Т-80 на связи. Понял, принял. Я уж думал, нас забыли. Запускай машину. БТР на связи. Транспорт на связи. Пути. Чутко подбит. Т-80 на связи. Ведем бой. Пойдем по черному. Транспорт ждет приказов. Выдвигаемся. Выбрасывай. Поехали, потом заведем.
That's a bit of a pest.
Бендер здесь и здесь жарко. Без паники. Мы еще живы. Кого нейтрализовать? По нам стреляют. Да, командир. Транспорт заказывали? БТР на связи. Уже еду. БМП слушает. Задний ход. Принял. Выдвигаемся. Разведка на.
Bad news, Commander. Enemy units are advancing from Tallinn and approaching from the opposite direction on the highway.
Tanks. Right. Okay.
Противовоздушная оборона. Доклад.
That's a pest. but not entirely undoable.
Those appear to be United States Marines units, sent to reinforce the defense of the city. Don't let them link up with the retreating Estonians.
Well, it's gonna be a bit of a pest. Okay, so time to have the tanks face the other direction. Not you. You're not a tank.
Боевая машина пехоты здесь. Приказ понял, выезжаем. Отходим в резерв. Коробочка на приеме. Выдвигаемся. Т-80 вызывали? Мы тень.
Hello there.
Т-80 готов. На связи, на. Прием. Кто здесь? Танки грязи не боятся. Уже в пути. Т-80 готов к работе. Прием. Коробочка на приеме. Выдвигаемся.
Okay, I kind of wish I had some artillery.
Commander, I pulled some strings to gain access to additional assets from the fleet. A pair of Kamov K-52K Katran helicopters is available as reinforcements.
So I know that was another language, but do you need help? It sounded like you were having a mild stroke. Okay, wow, I have a lot of...
Colonel, these helicopters were not supposed to be the part of your operation. Please refrain from appropriating equipment assigned to other missions.
I don't see any other operation happening around here. What are you talking about?
Just stick to the equipment that was assigned to you in the future, Colonel. Have I made myself clear?
Crystal clear, ma'am. Let's talk about it once the operation is complete.
There is nothing to discuss, Colonel. Over.
Oh, there was a tank there.
Светстон здесь. Поехали, понтом заведем.
And yep, there's there was a tank in the woods. Oh, it was a sneaky little trick. I like it. I'm proud.
Камов на приеме.
So, do me a favor. Keep an eye on just things going on over there. CV-90. Oh, there's an LAV-AT. Joy. Oh, and they have air defenses.
Армейская авиация.
Okay. It's not the end of the world. It is a pain, but not, again, the end of the world. Small team. Avenger.
Камов на связи.
The Avenger's gotten stuck.
Камов слушает. Уходим на низа. Экипаж готов. Погнали.
There was an M1HC up there too, so.
Аллигатор на связи.
Well,
Troops arriving from Narva made contact and should be there soon, which means that you're now fighting the elite rear guard of the enemy retreating troops. Battalion, it's time for you to step in. Send your troops to reinforce the intersection. We must hold the line.
Yes, sir, Comrade Colonel. I'm deploying my forces immediately. Commander, my men will be there soon. Let's see who kicks them.
You are far too eager for this. You do realize that, right?
Координаты принял. Работаем.
Oh! Joy! Well, that's an unwelcome surprise. Yeah, get those tanks facing that direction, please. What do we got? Bad stuff. CV-9035. More infantry.
Камов на приеме.
Well, nuts. I have no idea what happened over there, but it was violent. Oh, and they've got another Avenger. Cute. Tanks, kill it, please. Tanks. The Humvee. Thank you. I don't know what that was. Was that one of my helicopters?
Армейская авиация слушает.
Also, I only have one? I thought there was two. ACV-30, ACV-30...
Выдвигаемся на новую позицию.
I'm being pincered. Joy. That's a tank! How did they get a tank there? Kill it, please. Or better yet, can you kill it? Well, that's an unwelcome surprise. A very unwelcome surprise. And you're out of rockets, so just go back. How did they get a tank there? I mean, I'm pretty sure my
Камов на связи. Кому нужны припасы?
I mean, I figured the, T-90AK Battalion. I'm guessing that is the tank Battalion is in. Oh,
Our
they've got enough.
reinforcements from Narva are almost there. Hold the line.
That's what I'm trying.
По нам отработали. Тактический грузовик готов к перевозке. Команда газы!
Well, that T-90 and that BMP-3F are eager, that's for certain. Humvee, Abrams. Oh, they've got a mortar carrier.
Армейская авиация слушает. Миссия окончена. Возврат.
Finally, our troops from Narva are here. Now that's what I call a multi-layered encirclement sandwich.
Нас подбили.
Oh, that's a lot of not very nice things over there. Although I think I just won. Which would be good if I did.
Ha! The enemy group coming from Narva has surrendered. We didn't leave them much of a choice in this situation, did we? Now, let's focus on the enemy group arriving from Tallinn.
I'm honestly not sure there's much left to focus on. Oh wait, no. You know, the moment I say that, here comes an entire armored column. Joy. Tanks just keep facing that direction. Other tanks keep facing that direction as well. Oh boy.
Comrade Colonel, the enemy coming up from Tallinn is surrendering en masse.
Marines?
What's going on?
Good luck that happening.
Trying to organize a defense. I don't understand.
I have no idea. Maybe it's a ruse. Stay on your guard.
No, there's...
Hey, check it out. Friendly forces are coming up behind them from Tallinn. How's that possible?
I'm guessing...
Greetings again, Colonel.
You.
As you can see, your little operation gave us just the diversion we needed to launch and landing directly in the harbor of Tallinn. The city was taken with almost no resistance, and the Estonian government has been captured. They've just signed the capitulation of their forces.
And I suppose notifying me about the existence of the second operation was too much to ask, Agent Morozova.
Secrecy is of utmost importance when conducting that kind of operation, Colonel. And I'm in a very good position to know that people talk. One way or another, they always do.
I don't like her. I really don't like her. Let's see. Finish the mission. Capture your section of the fort before Batalon takes his. Capture all the objectives in the port without Batalon's help. So, capture everything? Huh. Alright, well, that wasn't hard. Well, no, I can't say that. It wasn't nearly as hard as the other one, let's put it that way. The helicopter mission was a massive pain. Ouch. Damn. Okay. Forbidden Waters and the Ride of the VDV. That's a video. Okay. Alright, well, when we come back, I guess I'm going to tackle these two. And then after these two, I'm going to tackle these two. That's a video. Huh. These are videos.